The single most underrated Facebook ads and Instagram ad strategy is to use influencers in your ad creative. I've worked on multiple campaigns for both big and small businesses where a single influencer has improved return on ad spend so much that it has completely changed the business. And the good news is it is now so much easier for businesses to find and work with influencers on their Meta ads because Meta has released a free-to-use creator marketplace. I'm super excited about this, and in this video I'm going to show you how it works and why you want to jump on this ASAP. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, I'm in Meta Business Suite, which is how you access the Creator Marketplace. And once you're in Meta Business Suite, if you just go over to the menu on the left-hand side, you can select Creator Marketplace and you come through to this page here. Now, I'm in a place here to click on Get Started and go through the process. You might have a step before this, which is where you need to request access to the Creator Marketplace first. I've had to do that sort of in order to be able to prep and then record this video. That can take a little bit of time, so that might be one extra step, but just click the button. It's fairly self-explanatory, and then you should come through to a place like this. So in terms of what the Creator Marketplace is designed to do, what Meta are telling us, they say that it's designed to help brands discover and collaborate with creators on Instagram for branded content and partnership ads. Now, you can also do this when using it as ads, part of your Facebook ads, not just Instagram specific, but the whole creator landscape is very Instagram heavy. It's what people think of, and they've sort of branded it as Instagram Marketplace because that's where the data is. You'll understand as we go through it, but I just wanted to say we can use this on our Instagram ads and our Facebook ads as well. Now, just a quick few things about getting access to this. If you do need to request access and what you need in order to be able to actually go ahead and use this, you need to have a professional Instagram account, not just a regular Instagram account, or that Instagram account needs to be connected to a Facebook page. I know most of you watching my stuff will have professional Instagram accounts because you're looking to run ads, and you will have it connected to a Facebook page for your business because you're looking to run ads. So that's unlikely to be an issue. And I should also say it's not eligible for all brands yet. So there will be some people that meet those criteria, try to get access, can't quite do it. But I have heard from Meta that they are looking to roll this out and make it much more widely available. They basically started by testing it with just larger brands, but because it's worked well so far, they're looking to roll it out and make it available to other types of advertisers. So that's why I'm now making a video on it, because we can use this, and I think it's going to make the job of using influencers in Meta ads a lot easier, as you'll see as we go through this. And I'm a huge fan of using influencers in your Facebook and Instagram ads. Like, I've talked about that on many videos. It can be such a big game changer. I've seen so many examples where a business has, say, a 2x return on ad spend, and by using an influencer in their ad, same offer, same product, same service, maybe even same style, the ad then performs at a 6x ROAS. Because having the influencer, someone that is recognizable within your industry in the ad creative, is one of the best scroll stoppers. It's going to stop people just scrolling right past your ad and go, oh, I know this person. What are they up to? Oh, they're talking about this thing. Great, I might go ahead and purchase or become a lead or whatever it is that you're wanting to get from your advertising. So really big fan of using influencers. This is going to make it a lot easier. Anyway, let's jump back into the Creator Marketplace. Let's go through the process. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Get Started. Once you've got access, you will be able to do the same thing. And we've got a little window here that's popped up where Meta is letting us know what this is going to help us do. Discover, connect, collaborate with creators all in one place. Find creators, content campaigns, all that sort of stuff. And then you come through to a page that looks like this. This is what the Creator Marketplace looks like. Now, the first thing you probably want to go about doing is finding creators that you might want to partner with, that you might want to act as influencers within your Meta ads. So there's a number of different ways to go about finding creators. It defaults through to the search page, and you can search in here. You can search for specific usernames. If you want to, know of people that you want to see if they're in here and be able to contact. You can search based on hashtags and keywords. You can see that Meta's come up with some suggestions based on my stuff. So it's got Facebook ads expert, e-commerce advertiser, Meta ads manager. Like, it's worked out what I talk about in my content, and therefore made some recommendations of what I can search for. You can see if you don't add anything into the search, then Meta will just default to ones that it thinks are appropriate for you. So for example, down here we've got Chase Chappell over here, so a known name within like the Meta ad space. That makes total sense that would be someone that pops up, and then other options, these are going to be relevant as well. When it comes to the search, you can filter. So you can filter by country, follower sizes, interest, age, gender, a number of different options to really narrow down and work out who you might want to work with. We've also got this recommendations tab, which is really interesting. So in the recommendations, the different creators are broken down sort of by category. So we've got creators who've partnered with brands like you. We've got creators with And that's great because those people might be more susceptible to offers and reach outs because this is something they're doing, whereas others maybe not so much. Creators with high performing reels, of course, you want people to, and there's, if you go through this, I won't go through them all, but if you go through this, there's other categories and different types of things as well. You've got lists I'll come back to later. We've got interested creators. Now, I'm not going to have anything in here. I expect this to be much more important for larger brands, or as the creator marketplace gets more and more popular, and there's more creators and more businesses using it, I think there's going to be more and more creators saying, oh, I'd really love to work with such and such brand to promote your products, promote your services. Well, if you are in a position where you have a big enough brand, you're a known name to get that could be great, because those creators are probably going to be open to lower offers because they really want to work with you, and they're probably really keen to promote your products or services. Maybe they use those anyway, and that's why they want to promote them. So if you are big enough to get some stuff in here, could be a really good deal. Previous partnerships, you can track all your stuff. I'll talk about that later. You've also got follows and tags, which I think is really interesting. So here we've got like creators that follow me, for example. So it might be that this might be a great place to look to find people that are already into your stuff, already into what you talk about, what it is that you advertise. Might be a great place to go in and find people and contact them. And then tags as well. Again, if you're someone, this is going to vary business to business. Some businesses get a lot of tags and there's going to be a lot of interest in the bit of creators you can specifically reach out to. Others, like mine, do not get as much. But I've got a bunch of people in here that follow, which is great. So you can have a play about with this, have a good look for creators, try and find options that are appropriate for your business. My typical advice with working with influencers to feature in your ads, to basically create your ad creative for you, is start on the smaller side. Start with the more niche ones, the ones that have smaller followings that aren't going to cost as much to get them to agree to that. And then once that works, you can always look to scale up from there to reinvest, spend more money, get those bigger names, and the results do tend to follow. The larger the following, as long as it is niche specific, that's very important. That tends to translate into better results. But better to start small. You can always scale up from there. Now, in assessing which creators you might want to work with, Meta gives us loads of great information as part of this creator marketplace. So if I just bounce back out to search, and I'm just going to click on the top option here. So if I just go ahead and click on this creator profile, Josh the Dadtrepreneur, we can see all sorts of really useful info, right? So we've got total followers, we've got accounts engaged in the last 30 days, accounts reached. This is really useful information because I think a lot of influencer marketing and working with influencers is done purely based on follow accounts. But if you've been in the industry a while, you'll know that some people can have massive followings that they've built up over a long time, or perhaps they used to be much better at getting followers, but they don't have much engagement anymore. Perhaps what they talk about there's less interest for, or they just got a bit lazy with their content and they just don't have as much influence as they used to. So looking at accounts engaged and accounts reached is really, really handy. We've got previews of recent posts. We've got some like tags for what this business is, or this creator is like into, and what whether or not it might be appropriate for you. We can see graphs over time, so that's set to like 30 days, but we could customize it and go with different time periods. We can look at their audience demographics, and this is engaged audience demographics, really interesting. So we've got age ranges, we've got country locations, cities, and then we've got this bit down here with creators that are similar to this one we're looking at, which is really handy because if you find one that you think, oh, that's good, I think this could be a good option, it's just saves you time and effort just going down and having a look at ones that it's almost like a lookalike audience but for creators, right? Okay, so a couple of other things I want to mention whilst we're here is that we can create lists out of creators. So say we think this creator is great, talks about the right stuff, etc., etc. We can go ahead and click on save to list. I can go into saved. That's just going to make it easy for managing the list of people you might want to reach out to. This guy's certainly getting some free advertising here. Then we've got some previous partnerships. So once you've been doing this a while, I'll show you how to create campaigns and how that all works later on. You can keep track of them in here, which will be nice and handy. And one thing to mention about this, by the way, is that if you're struggling potentially to find some creators, maybe you can't find ones that are appropriate to what it is that you want to do. Although I would be surprised in the playing that I've done with this. Like I've found loads of options, more than I was expecting. But obviously, as this becomes more and more popular and as it's used more, there's going to be more creators on here, more you'll be able to get in touch with. It'll be easier to reach out. Like the whole process is going to get easier as this becomes more and more of a known commodity and a thing that people do both as businesses and as creators. In a second, I'm going to show you how to create a campaign and then invite creators to it from within the creator marketplace. But first, I want to show you a quick clip from a talk I gave recently that explains why you should just hire my agency to run your ads for you.
Hire my agency to run your meta ads for you. Why do that? I said at the beginning, spent more than 150 million. That's a very conservative number. I always like any number claims I give to be like absolutely bulletproof. Averaged over 4x ROAS. Again, that's conservative. And that ad spend generated more than 600 million in revenue. Clients all around the world, all sorts of niches. I am the only Meta megaphone partner in the UK, which is because of my personal brand. I have special access with Meta. They give me access to things early, special access so that if things go wrong with ad accounts, which if you've been running Facebook and Instagram ads, you will know that is absolutely the case. We're able to get that resolved with an email, which is a big advantage. And we're an agency partner. Lots of agencies will tell you that they're agency partners. There's different levels to that game. We're in the top level. There's only 50 in the UK. And of those 50, we actually have the most number of clients. And that leads me to make the somewhat bold claim, but I would honestly stand by it, that I've got the best meta ads agency in the UK. I pitch my team against any in the UK and be surprised it didn't come out on top. Honestly, I'd pitch my guys against any meta ads agency in the world and be surprised if they didn't come out on top, which I know is punchy, but there we go.
So once you've found some creators that you want to work with, if we just jump back to where we were previously, we'll go back to this top suggested option, you can just reach out and contact them. So you just click on the little contact button, send them a message. Now, one of the good things about the messages that come through from the creator marketplace is that when the creator is looking at their Meta Business Suite, their inbox in there, which is typically where I'd recommend you handle incoming messages on Facebook and Instagram, but also check through comments on your ads to be able to delete the bad ones, respond to the good ones, or ones that have questions. It's within the inbox within Meta Business Suite. There will be a separate folder created specifically for messages to do with the creator marketplace. So if a creator has large followings, they have lots of inbound, loads of people messaging them, lots of comments, it could easily get lost in there. Whereas because it has a separate folder, it's going to be much easier for them to keep track of. And then easier for you as well, because you'll have the same thing to keep a track of when it is coming to communicate with those people and trying to get creators to create stuff for you. So you can just send them a message through there. I'm just going to go ahead and discard that. There is, however, another way to go about asking creators to work with you, and that's to create a campaign. So I'm going to click on Get Started in Campaign. You can see that we're going to walk through a campaign setup creation process. Now, this is different to an ad campaign that you would create in Ads Manager because it is designed to be a campaign that helps you find and work with creators. So there are some differences, but I'm going to walk you through this, right? So you go ahead and click on Campaigns, Get Started. First thing you want to do is select Goal, right? So it says here, just to give Meta some more information. Most businesses, I think, watch my stuff, it's going to be increased sales would probably be the most likely option. Then we've got this next section here, which is visibility. So we've got two options here. The default is discoverable by creators, or we've got invite only. So it's basically this campaign that we're creating here where we're saying we want this work done, we want the creative produced by creators. Do we want creators just to be able to find that in the creator marketplace, or do we want to just specifically go with invite only and invite certain people? So I'm going to walk through both because I think there are pros and cons to both, and it depends on your business which one you want to use. Do you want as many people as possible to potentially see this and have lots of different options to work with, or do you want to keep it more targeted and more specific? That's going to depend on the size of your brand and how much incoming you're likely to get, what your budget is, and your experience with working with influencers in general, all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to go with discoverable by creators and then walk through the invite only option. We've got fixed offer here. So creators will see the content and compensation details aren't open to negotiation, and you won't be able to publish them. The default for this is turned off. I'd probably recommend turning it off. If you do turn it on, then you're going to fix what you're willing to pay for what. The tricky part about that is you're probably going to be in a scenario where different creators are worth different amounts to your brand. So you would be willing to pay a larger influencer more money for them to produce, say, a video ad reviewing your product than a smaller one, because when you run those as ad campaigns, they're likely to perform better. They have more influence. So that's another reason why I would typically turn it off, and Meta recommends that, but just wanted to quickly mention that that's an option. Then you want to go ahead and click next, and then we add some details. And this is stuff that creators will be able to see so they can understand what it is that we're looking to do. So you might have, for example, like product, demonstration videos, entering your brand name so that people who recognize it would know, and that's going to be beneficial. Then description, you could say like looking for 2 real style videos reviewing our product. Then you might want to add in a bit more information, explain the product, explain what it does, explain the benefits that you want people to mention, but you do need to add something into the description. Normally we would build this out further. And then we've got cover image. So you can see that Meta's wanting us to add an image that sort of reflects the campaign's visual style. This could be of your brand, this could be of your product itself, this could be a demonstration of what's been done previously, just something that's going to help make it obvious what it is, right? So if I go ahead and click on add image, I'm just going to go ahead and add one in. There's a little bit of a joke fun image that we typically use, me sat in my son's little toy car. You'd obviously want to add something in that was a little bit more on brand. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. Then we go ahead and click next. And then we have this is discoverable option, remember? So we have some extra options here. So creators, filter which creators will be able to see this campaign, everyone, or do you just want female, just want male creators? That's going to depend obviously on your business. Is there an age range that you want to add in? Like what sort of creators are you looking for? You think, okay, well, all our customers are 50 plus, therefore we don't want a 20-year-old creator to be able to be involved in this process. That just wouldn't make sense, or maybe vice versa. You could require certain follower amounts. These are optional. And then we've got target audience. This is a bit different to this top section in the creator themselves. This is their audience, which typically follows, but not 100%, not always. So do you want their audience to be female, male predominantly? Do you want there to be an age range associated with their audience? Countries, this could be a really valuable one. You're like, okay, yeah, I really want to work with influencers that are in the US or the UK if that's where you're based. I don't want them worldwide, or maybe it's different. Maybe you don't care. It's going to be up to your business. Really interesting seeing here. So approximately 679,000 creators will be able to see this campaign. You can see how many creators are already involved in this. And then we've got this content section. So this is where you are telling creators what it is that you're actually looking for. Like, what do you want as a business? Now, I've already mentioned this, but the creator marketplace was made with Instagram in mind. And that doesn't mean you can't run the creatives that could be produced here as Facebook ads. I know most people that watch my stuff, they're into this for the Instagram ads for the Facebook ads specifically. But just keep that in mind when you're saying, do you want stories? Do you want posts? Do you want reels? I mean, most of the time, I would say reels is likely to be the more appropriate option to then run as ads elsewhere. I mean, of course, you can do it with these other creative types, and you can have ads on Instagram stories and Facebook stories and posts that feature on the feeds. But just something to think through. This is built with like organic Instagram content in mind, but that doesn't mean that you can't then take these creatives and run them as ads, right? So I could say like, oh, I'm looking for 2 reels as an example. That's what I'm looking for as part of this campaign, and you could change that up. Content details, so there's more information in here. This is optional, but normally you want to add this, like, okay, I want one product demonstration video where you're actually using the thing. I want another video that's talking about our brand values and why they decided to start purchasing our products because of ABC, right? You can add that detail in here. Register interest by, so like this is helping you plan the content. Like, when do I need people to have told me what it is they want? Okay, I need it by the end of May, for example. Date range to boost the content, right? So this is letting creators know your timeline for the work. So that's register interest by, so when they need to, yes, I am interested in this. This is going to be a little bit different. So when's this actually going to be run? Okay, this is going to be run for the month of July, for example. Might be something that we're looking to do. All right, next, how much are you going to pay for this, right? Okay, we want 2 reels. Let's say I'm willing to pay $1,000 as an example. Like I said, recommendations typically start small, look to scale up, work with larger creators, et cetera. And because you are making this discoverable, in this example, this is going to be more difficult when it comes to those conversations later on, because some creators are going to be like, well, that's not enough for me. And you kind of go, yeah, but I'd pay more for you. It's coming back to why I recommend you go with invite only, but I want to demonstrate this as well. Now, this next part is really, really important. Ad boost permission. So request permission to boost content into the ads. This is basically the whole point for my audience, as primarily advertisers. This is the important part. You absolutely want to turn this on. So you're saying, look, I'll pay you $1,000 to create me 2 reels that are going to be featuring my product, but I also want to be able to run this as an ad. I'm willing to pay an extra $500 for that. And creators will normally want a little bit extra. Now, that is a great deal because it doesn't take any extra time for them. But if you could run it as an ad, you get to put this creative in front of people for weeks, months, maybe even years if it performs well enough. Like a much longer time period. So basically you get much more leverage from the money that you're investing here. And that's one of the problems with traditional Instagram, traditional influencer marketing, is that you're saying just post it on your stuff and it goes out and their audience, small percentage of them see it for 24 hours, probably 48 hours at most, right? Very short-lived. Whereas if you're running it as an ad, then you can be much more purposeful, get much more out of it. And then you've got this free product section. This is quite interesting. Something that's often done if you're going to work with a creator or an influencer for like a product review. You're going to most likely send them some products and you might say you can keep them for free, or maybe even have additional products that you send them for free. If it's something really expensive, you might not want to do that, but that can just be an added extra on top of the compensation for the actual work, and on top of any compensation extra for being able to boost this into to ads, is you can go ahead and turn on free products and then make a note on what they get and what the free products are and all that sort of thing. And you can also make notes down here on the payments, like you'll be paid after a certain time period or whatever it is that you want to do. Okay, then we can go ahead and click next, and then we just review, and we can go ahead and click publish and put this out into the world. I'm actually going to go ahead and click cancel on that because I don't want that to become a real thing. And then what I'm going to do is just quickly show you the difference if we go through with invite only and how that changes things. Oh, I need a campaign goal, increase sales. Invite only, so we've got the campaign name. So let's do the same thing, product demonstration videos. And then we put in the brand name and then say, like, what do we say? Like 2 reels is what we're after. Add an image in like we did before. So we've got, this is all the same setup as what I showed previously. We've got the same thing in terms of the content details. So we've got like 2 reels is what I want. And then we can add in content details here. Interesting, people there's no like apply when they need to register interest by, because this is invite only. So we're going to reach out. Okay, let's say, I don't know, what did we say before? Last day of July, I think, to publish this thing. Then go ahead and click next, and we've got the same info in here. So what did we say? We said 1,000 for the reels. We need the ad permission, definitely need that. For the extra 500, yes, I'm gonna get some free products, and then save, and then we're all good to go. You don't need to review it and put it out into the world, and you also don't need to have that creator like criteria people need to meet, because it's going to be invite only. So we can go ahead and then click save, and then we can go about inviting. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel that, because again, I don't actually want to put that in there. And then once you have created that campaign, particularly if it's invite only, if we go back to search and go back to this creator here, we can then click invite to campaign, right? Now, I don't actually have any campaigns up, but if you did, you just create that campaign, select it, and then that would send this creator specifically that campaign, so they could see, instead of just sending them a message, they could see exactly what's included in that, right? They could see, oh, okay, it's for this much work, this much compensation, it's this brand, and they can quickly and easily decide whether or not that's something they want to do. And then from within that campaigns tab, you can keep a track of your campaigns, and you can see which creators you've messaged about it and communicate from within there specifically about that campaign, as opposed to going through that folder within your inbox within Meta Business Suite, where it's going to have all the creators that you're talking to. Just another little thing to note. Now, another thing that's really important for you to understand about this creator marketplace and the campaigns you create in here is that Meta doesn't deal with any of the payments. Like, that's directly between you as the business and the creator that you want to create the content for you for. So yeah, you need to pay them directly. All the negotiations are handled directly. This is just a free tool that Meta's provided to make it much easier for people, for businesses who want to use influencers, want to use creators in their ads, or to promote their stuff organically, to be able to connect. And it's going to make it easier for creators to find businesses. And I think this is a fantastic tool. I've been talking about this as a strategy for a very long time. It can work so well. I've seen it happen so many times, and this is going to make it a lot easier. You also have the benefit when you're reaching out through the creator marketplace of not running into the potential issues of it being a scam, to be perfectly honest. Like, I get emails all the time for people wanting to sponsor my videos or get me to post about their products or services, and some are legitimate, and I have sponsored on videos and things like that because of it. But some of them are, you dig a little bit further and you're like, oh, okay, they're just trying to scam me here, which you have to be really careful for. So this sort of sidesteps all of that, and that will be something that the creators you want to work with are likely aware of. If you go through here, then it's going to all be a lot easier. Okay, so once you've done this and you've gone through this process and you have gotten some creators to produce some content for you, I would get them to post it on their socials organically, which is kind of what the creator marketplace is set up for. Like, that makes a load of sense, but then also get those permissions to run that creative as an ad, and that's the more valuable thing for you as an advertiser. There are two ways you can go about doing it. You can use partnership ads, which is what I'm going to show you in a second and what I would recommend, or you can just get those creative assets, upload them to your ads manager and run them through your own ad account as you traditionally would a normal ad. Now, the upside to that second option, where you just get the creative assets, that the videos typically could be image as well, but the videos from the creator and upload them to your ads manager and run them as ads, is that you have full control then. You don't need to worry about anyone else being involved or potentially there being an issue with permissions to be able to run that. You can just run it from your own account. It'll come from your Instagram profile, from your Facebook page, as like what it's coming from as a traditional ad would, but it's just going to feature that person in the ad creative itself. That's going to help stop the scroll. That's going to help engage people within your target audience that much better, which then makes it more likely to get the click, makes it more likely to get the conversion. So that's absolutely fine way to go about doing it, and we've done that in many scenarios. It is, if you can do it, typically better to use partnership ads. Now, partnership ads are more complicated, but what they allow you to do is they allow you to run the ad. It still be, you have control of the ad campaign, you're the one paying for it, etc., as the business. It's not going like through their ads manager or anything like that. But as it's a partnership ad, the creative itself, where it will come from, so when you see the ad pop up and you've got the Instagram profile or the Facebook page where it's coming from, that will feature both you and them, just like collaboration posts on Instagram. So what that means is that when people from their audience, from the influencer's audience, see the ads, they will see that this ad is coming from your business, because it will have either your Instagram handle or your Facebook page name on there as well, but also their Instagram handle. And that means they're more likely to feel connected to it, more likely to take an action, because they're like, oh yes, this is also from the person that I follow. There is also supposed to be some benefit around being able to target their audience more accurately, because their account is involved as well, right? So those are the people that you really want to reach for the most part, because those are the people that are going to pay attention to the ad that much more. That's going to make the ad that much more effective. So if it's coming from their account and that's linked within there, then the ad is going to be put in front of their followers more than if it's just uploaded and ran through your ad account separately. I do think Meta's pretty good at working out who to put ad creative in front of. So I think the benefit of that is not as big as some people talk about, because like if we use an influencer in a video ad that we use to run through our own accounts exclusively, that ad's going to be put in front of people that follow that influencer. Meta's going to work that out, right? But it certainly doesn't hurt to have their account involved, and that gives some extra data and some extra insight and some extra connection, and changes who it's from, which certainly has benefits. So it's worth doing. Now, partnership ads can be kind of tricky to set up with managing the permissions, and there's a number of different ways to go about doing that. Just want to very quickly show you what partnership ads, where that is within Ads Manager. So I'm in Ads Manager, I'm in an example ad account, I've just created an example campaign. I'm going to jump to the ad level and click on edit here, not edit next to the name. I want to click on edit here. And then you can see that right underneath the ad name, we've got here partnership ad. Run ads with creators, brands, other businesses. That's exactly what we've been talking about, finding the people to be able to do that with. You can turn that on, and then you have options to be able to go about using that and setting up the partnership ad to appear from the two different profiles. You can enter in ad codes, manage partnerships. Like I said, it's kind of complicated to go about setting these up. I'm going to cover that in a whole separate video, so make sure you subscribe to that, because I'm going to walk you through the exact details and show you how to go about setting these up. Because like I said, doing it this way is better than just getting the creative asset from the creator, uploading it to your ad account and running it that way. So I think this is one of the best new features that Meta has added for advertisers, for marketers, to help them get more out of the Meta products, Facebook, Instagram in particular. I'm really excited about this. I think this is going to make things a lot easier for a lot of businesses and be able to do a lot more of what I've been advocating for a long time in using influencers in their ad creative. Meta's actually making a ton of changes right now. Many of them really good news for advertisers, really beneficial. They've restructured, for example, the Facebook ad campaign structure. So whereas previously you had the manual campaigns versus the Advantage Plus campaigns, that's been reworked. So there's effectively one campaign type, but you can still adjust things and do things manually if you would like to at the ad set level, which I think is a good move. If you want to know more about how that works and how that's going to look, check out this video here. I got early access to that setup within one of the ad accounts. Some advertisers have it now, but it's being rolled out over time, and you definitely want to know what this looks like before you get it so you're ready to use it. So go ahead and check this out if you haven't already.